We are live, it says. I'm Bill Race in the Storm Track Center, well, in the streaming center, actually, and using our tools from the Storm Track Center. And I'm going to go through a few things with you here. There's nothing really pending as far as storms and showers getting into our area in the next little while, but we'll be able to see where they are, and they're not that far away. The plateau will be affected first, and then the rest of our area as we go through the night and into tomorrow morning. So let me just go through some of our graphics here. We are weather alert for Sunday, and that's after midnight, which is technically Sunday. So, but you could say tonight and Sunday. Storms, again, late tonight and Sunday, meaning after midnight, much cooler next week as we will continue to see how those things are going to be going. And it is certainly going to be something that we have an awful lot of here lately is some of these showers and storms. We haven't had nearly as difficult a time as other folks, though. So if we wanted to talk about why we are weather alert, we have a cold front moving in, and we have high wind gusts, heavy rainfall. The rainfall potential 1 to 3 inches with some localized flooding. You know, we could have some flash flooding with that, as that's one of the concerns. But also, just that's very isolated tornado risk and hail is possible. So we have several elements here that are going to have to be certainly taken into account as far as that is concerned. So what I want to show you now is radar. And of course, if you've been with us before on our streaming services here, we talk a lot about radar. And of course, it is kind of our big science as far as these kind of situations go on. Look at that large area of showers and some clusters of very strong thunderstorms, especially north of Tupelo in Mississippi and into Tennessee. Warnings are out for those particular storms. That's a big cluster of lightning. Let me just get in here and see if we can get a little closer in. Sometimes I have to, when we go to the stream center, we're sharing our weather graphics, and so sometimes it takes a little something. It takes a little time for it to connect. Now, warnings are just being issued for these storms right here. And again, this is in Mississippi, nothing near us as far as these storms are concerned, obviously. But I did want to see if what these were listed as. In other words, wanted to see if they were being issued as tornado warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings. So just give me a second here to try to pinpoint that. It doesn't want to give me an answer. Let's try this. Not sure why that is. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. I'm assuming that most of the polygons we're seeing here are severe thunderstorm warnings. My report this time around is kind of just to get you set up a little bit, just to kind of let you know what's going on right now, and not necessarily be staying on too terribly long, because there's not anything really to report on. But the showers and storms are getting closer to the plateau. So we are going to need to watch this area here, although no warnings with this particular area of rain at this point, and I suspect that'll stay that way. at least as it starts to move in. Now, when we put this back into motion, you'll see that it's kind of moving to the northeast. It's kind of running parallel to the plateau. Last weekend, we saw kind of the same thing, and it took forever for the showers and thunderstorms to get through our area. And so I'm going to be cautious about it, but I think we're going to be seeing this able to run through a little bit faster. Thanks for all of you. I see Allison. Allison's at the ball field. That's nothing. That's not a rarity. One of my close friends. And let's see here what we have. I wanted to show you Future Track. The question is, which model is doing the best job of this? And what are we? So I'm going to go through a couple things. First off, this is the rapid refresh. If you've been with us before, you know that this is one that is refreshed every hour. We get new data from this. And so let's put this into motion and we'll watch. Now you see at 9 o'clock, it's already started to bring some of these showers into the plateau, but and even into parts of the valley. So we might see some early showers, and then it gets back into where some of the stronger storms are. This is 1 a.m. and then they're just starting to get to the valley locations between about not valley locations, the plateau between about 1 and 2 a.m. Chattanooga about in Lafayette, Cleveland looks like could be even. Excuse me, I lost something here. It could be a time frame of between about 3 and 5 a.m. And then the strongest of the storms kind of move eastward into our eastern counties between about 6 and 8 a.m. And then we still will have some heavy rain at times. And one of the things that has me a little concerned is the possibility of flash flooding, because I think we could see some a good deal of heavy rain in a short period of time. Let me show you our house model. This is one that usually does well for me. You know, I really like to use this one. This is showing, and I think this might make a little more sense, that the plateau getting in here between 1 and 2 a.m. and then it drops right on in. See, it's not really holding back quite like last week, although it does a little bit here. But between about, let's see, about 3 and 6 a.m., 4 and 6 a.m., it starts to enter the rest of our area. And some of the red in there, this is between 8 and 10 a.m., some very heavy rain at that point. Then by the time we get to the middle part of the day, between about 10 and noon and really after 12 o'clock, we get out of the severe risk, and it's just showers kind of scattered during the afternoon. Now, you notice in the Monday here, we even still have some showers kind of hanging out very early in the day. That might be a little bit holding on a little bit too long. But I don't want to just discount that. So that's kind of the preview that I have for you. Let me get back to you here in a little bit, but I do want to go through the radar with you one more time and just kind of give you the best update we can here as far as what we have going on. Right now, some of the strongest storms are not near us. They are back in Mississippi. They are moving to the northeast. We have to be cautious of this leading edge of precipitation always is. And then you can also have, let me just point a couple things out. you have cells like this that are kind of individual cells out ahead of the front that can get very strong. And that's the kind of thing that, this one, for instance, looks like it may get close to our western counties. This back here is very dangerous as far as thunderstorms are concerned. I'm still not convinced that I've got yeah. I'm thinking that a lot of this out here are tornado warnings. Usually I can click on these and get some information, but it's not letting me do that for some reason. Which is quite frustrating sometimes that we can't get what we need from it. Let's turn off the radar here for a second and maybe we can have a little clearer view of it. But when I click inside these polygons, I'm supposed to be able to get into some information.
Hey guys, I know that y'all usually say that we shouldn't be doing an on-camera tag with the weather camera.
I'm going to get in a little closer to those. Pardon me for being kind of silent here for a second. I'm just trying to figure out why I can't get that done. So if we get in a little closer here. Query. None of these are giving me any information, which I'm not sure why. But regardless, I'll just tell you that there are some very strong storms back there. And I think that in some cases we're seeing some tornado warnings out there. Let's try one other thing I have a thought of. That if I try a little different map maybe, and we go out there, we might be in a little different type of software issue. It's still not giving it to me. Anyway, so right now, nothing really pending as far as severe weather in our area. We do have rain showers, thunder showers getting a little closer. And so that is something that we're going to be watching tonight. And that's kind of where we stand at this point. The green you see are all these flash flood warnings and flood warnings out in Middle Tennessee. And they're really have just had some very bad times with that. And we, are hoping that they'll be able to handle some more rain tonight, because that's going to be an issue. So friends, that's it for right now. We'll be back with you as we go through the night. And of course, we're going to be yeah, I appreciate that, Sally. I'm going to work on that and see what issue is going on here with my software. But the point is that we're still kind of waiting for this to come in a little bit closer to us. All right. I love you guys, and I'll be paying attention as we go along. Tornado warning for northern Tishomingo County. I know that's in North Mississippi, almost to the Tennessee line. They're in Southeast McNairy and West Tennessee. There's just all of these tornado warnings. Sally, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Sally had posted this for us. Now, this is back in Mississippi where we were just looking, and it looks like they just put a blanket out there as far as the warning is concerned. All right, friends, we'll be back, and hang in there. We'll be coming back as time goes on throughout the evening and overnight.